providing a diversified attitude and having the courage to be able to stand up and be a part of a representation that in most cases does not identify to the cultures that she is a part of. We are here now with Charnette. Frederic. Charnette Frederic is Haitian descent and has been the first representative to identify with a particular demographic in Irvington Township and be able to do it by including many of the responsibilities that are necessary for her representational power here as the West Ward councilperson. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to be able to talk to you. You created history here in the township. There is a very large population of people from Haiti, and there has been a lack of representation on the government level. And now you're there to stand up for that particular purpose. Give us an idea exactly what your background is and what makes you feel confident that you will be able to hold that particular responsibility and make it evident that it's so important and needed in this community.
Hello, Herb. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to the people and be able to answer some of your questions. Definitely an honor to serve the Westwood as a council member. Being Haitian American is definitely a plus, as you just stated. Be able to communicate in the culture is definitely a pleasure. But at the same time, helping and representing the whole Westwood is always a key for me as a council member.
And you've been doing very well at that in the short period of time that you've been elected. What gives you the passion to want to be a representative?
It's all about service. I believe in serving our community. I believe in helping as much as I could. While I was a candidate, my passion is about serving to make sure our neighborhood was clean and safe. And right now, one of the key things I try to do is make sure it's clean and safe. I listen to our residents. I'm part of a lot of Black association. You know, listen and be a liaison between the administration and our residents. And I'm so glad to serve our community. It's almost a year now. I cannot wait to let the people know what I've been doing as a council member, how grateful I am to serve our community and listen to them. And hopefully, you know, you have a voice in the legislative body.
Now, I know you've taken on a couple of responsibilities as far as representing the community. I think one of them is the health committee. And what are the other areas that you have found a priority for in your representation?
As of now, I'm part of the grant committee, of the towing committee, of the taxi committee, and of the health committee. As you always know, even before a council member, I was a champion for wellness program. The reason for that, I understand the importance of activities of our children, you know, the obesity level or the diseases that are happening in our country, and Irvington is not any different. So being part of the health committee, it was such an honor to serve. And I must report it, for this summer, we have plan a series of activities outside, you know, industry, to encourage the children to go out there, you know, do some hoop, you know, just play with your friend, not stay on the TV or the games or the computer. But it's important to be social outside and talking to each other and have fun, and while you're being healthy and eating healthy, of course. Being part of the taxi committee was very important to me also. The reason for that, this category of people, as you were saying, it was, you know, I'm Haitian American descent, and there's a lot of Haitian American that is part of the taxi community. And being there was give me the opportunity to hear the voice and explain to the committee members how, you know, they weren't afraid to call me, and anybody's not afraid to call me, because that was the thing that I want to advocate. I'm an open person. I want to hear, and I want tell you the truth, because sometimes it's not easy, because government it juggle between money and the budget and the services, and it's very difficult. People want services, but they don't want to pay the money. It's very hard. But one of the key thing I try to do is tell the truth as much as I can. When I still think has to get done, I ask for it to get done, but at the same time I tell them to be patient, because the key thing about it, you might have, like, for example, 10 people in the department to write sermon, but however, or to clean, for example, the park and everything else, but I see my vacant lot needs to be clean. I want that to be clean also, so I have to give them time to do their regular services or their work, and then come and clean our neighborhood. The most important, they're aware of the issues, they're aware of the concern. That's one of the key things I ask our residents to talk to us and listen, because communication is one of the key things I take to heart.
Now, as a professional, you also are involved in health services. Why don't you share with us what that really curtails?
My goodness. All right. My background is biology and chemistry. I do not work in a hospital. I'm rather a scientist in health and doing research with polymerase chain reaction for especially the students out there. They know it's one of the cool things, to amplify DNA. How fun is that? You see it all the time in CSI. However, it's not the same as the CSI. But the most important, it's a fun place to be, while I was doing research. It's amazing. One of the key things I always say, being a scientist, I used to go to work. My hair could be as crazy as it is. I don't have to wear a suit or anything, because nobody has to see me. It's fun. All you have to worry about, you wear your lab coat and do your scientific research.
But it took you a while to get to that level of being able to do that kind of work, did it? Or
as of now, definitely. I've been a scientist for the last 10 years. I was at school, I was biology major, chemistry major. I love mathematics because I was so good at numbers, because language wasn't not my forte or my strength, but numbers, whatever I say, if it's correct, it's always correct no matter what language you speak. And that's one of the key things I always encourage, especially the young ladies out there thinking, I'm not good at numbers. It's amazing, because it's just facts. Nobody can tell you 2 + 2 is not 4. So the key thing is I just enjoyed that. While when you're writing a dissertation, it's something different, as you know already. It's so subjective, which something different.
Right.
But however, yes, I also have my master in healthcare administration, as you were saying, because I really enjoy wellness and fitness and management. That's one of the key things I wanted to have in my resume. Also, after studying biology and chemistry, when it comes for management, your money, anything else, we don't have it. We just go out there and work, and pretty much. But having that master in healthcare administration helped me managing and have a better understanding how the world around me live, not just being in the lab, but I can go out there and invest in my, buying my own houses and do so on and so forth. When it comes for health, I'm part of something called Neighborhood Health. That was a non-profit organization that we funded back in 2008 regarding doing exercise in the park, yoga in the park, walk in the park. That was something very interesting, because one of the key things we encourage, because we have such a beautiful open spaces, but we're not using them as much. And so one of the key things we were doing throughout the whole Essex, we usually do yoga in Irvington Park. We do it in South Orange and Wickway Park. The key thing to encourage the people, we have them out there. Let's go out there and exercise, have some fun.
And that's really encouraging. And you have a lot of energy, and you certainly have put a lot of passion into the work that you're doing as a representative of the community. Where do you see the priorities are needed in terms of what you can be able to provide as a representative?
As I said before, clean and safety. I think perception is one of the key in Irvington. Being part of urban community where the perception, it's very difficult to change, because some people expect certain things, because especially we know 97% of our community is African American, and the crime and everything else. Once they think about African American, a lot of people think about crime. One of the key things I wanted to change the perception. We have scientists living in Irvington. We have Consumer Bowls championship living in Irvington. It's amazing how amazing our people are. It's a matter of perception, and this is one of the key things I wanted my best, portray the energy, the positiveness that I have in seeing that I'm proud to be in Irvington, and we are amazing people and keep it safe and clean, that's gonna enhance something like that. And that's the reason I am there to listen to our neighborhood, listen to our people, let them know it's okay. I'm here to hear you. Sometimes we have a misconception of communication. And, let the people hear. I'm here to hear. My perception might be different, but I'm ready to listen on what you have to say. So looking forward, and to serve. And as I was saying, it's been an honor. I've been reading. It's an education process. I said something totally different from private sector to government sector, but it's a blast for me.
Knowing exactly that particular interest of yours and perception is so important, how has, now that there is a Haitian representative on the city council existing, has there been a perception in relationship to the individuals that are Haitian in this particular community?
They're definitely proud. I am so grateful and honored to serve them. And that's what I always say. I'm there to serve, and I'm not afraid to speak the language, because I am so proud that I can communicate and understand a different culture. And not only I wanted to represent the Haitian American, also I'm looking at the Hispanic community. That's another community that I am looking forward to talk. By the way, I'm the president of the Florence Avenue PTA School, and then my vice president is Hispanic. We did a Cinco de Mayo and May 3rd last May, but it was amazing to see that amazing culture diversity that we have in Irvington and how much we all can work together. It's just amazing. So at this time, I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity to present and to help and to be at the table.
That's what's so important about you. I've noticed that you've taken a lead effort in creating activities. I believe the Haitian Mother's Day, the Haitian flag raising, and now as you're talking about how you're integrating education between the cultures, and specifically the cultures dynamically that have disparities in our communities, which is very courageous in that particular aspect. The things that are now challenging in our community, such as education and housing, you're also taking a particular leadership involvement with it. We know that there's going to be a hearing on housing. Why don't you give us a bit of an understanding exactly why you feel that that's important to be involved with as well?
Oh my goodness, this is huge. That's a lot of questions, but definitely. When it comes for me as a candidate, one of our slogan was building bridges. That's like we're building bridges between the cultures. And you mentioned about the January 1st or the May 18th or the Mother's Day. I think of them as building the bridges. Come and learn our culture. And guess what? July 27th, we're going to have a cookout in the park. The South Ward and the West Ward, the district leaders and the council member, Cindy Jones. This is the part I cannot wait to see. As we building the bridges, where on May 18 was amazing. I have over 20-something, almost 30 elected officials that was there raising the Haitian American flag. Can you imagine on July 27? I cannot wait to have so many Haitian Americans come and not just eating the Haitian food on May 18, but come eat the American food. And I cannot wait for that, building that bridges and on the culture and how we can work together as a community. And that's the beauty about America. America is such a diverse community, but at the same time, we work so well together. And that's one of the examples I always say when I was my first day at my job, at my interview, my department had 7 people. One from Iran, one from China, one from Filipino, one from Puerto Rican, and one from Polish. One were Polish, and I'm Haitian. We were like, everybody have an accent, but everybody was so amazing because it's never about where you come from. It's about the talent that was within the womb. Wow. And then how we work together. That day I realized, can you imagine, after college, that was amazing. I'm like, wow, I was impressed. I'm like, my accent, oh my goodness. Everybody has, my Chinese friend, I'm like, oh, I'm closer to listen. Right. They had to get closer to listen to her accent. But it's amazing. But this is the culture that driven me, right, as to make success in America, because it's not where you come from, it's how you work together will make a difference. as you stated, so I said a little bit about building the bridges from May 18, not only from the Haitian side, we're also working very hard from the American side also to work together, to learn each other culture, to accept one another. Okay, that sounds good. It's good to be diverse, though, by the way.
So in terms of
Okay,
the
for
relationship
housing now.
right? Yeah.
You raise major issues when it comes to housing. As you know that the United States, not just United States, as you know, the world, you know, the London, everywhere else have issue with what's going on with the housing market and everything else. And Irvington is no difference in that level. And as you mentioned, there's many organizations, the NAACP, the Save Our Home, and so many other. I know you have before a couple interview with some of those members, but it's definitely a pleasure for me to participate in those meetings and to hear some of the challenges. As a homeowner, my house is underwater. You know, I bought it in 2005. It's personal, you know, and you know, it's very hard to make the mortgage and the tax. And as I was saying, government is very difficult with the budget and with the service that the residents want the service, but they don't want to pay the money. And you cannot run without paying the people. You know, it's very controversial and hard. And definitely I take the housing to heart, looking forward to work as hard as possible. And one of the key things that we know from the housing issues, people are afraid and people are tired. They're tired of talking to so many people, not getting any results. They are afraid of saying my house is underwater, or I'm not paying my housing, or my house is in foreclosure, because it's a shame for them sometimes. We take pride in ownership in America, and right now it's very, very difficult. And this is the public hearing is going to be an open forum, you know, to help the people, you know, talking, as you heard the professional, to speak a little bit about what's going on. Let the people know you're not alone. I know the township provides services for the residents that have issue with housing every Thursday. You know, they have specific time, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and I know you're probably going to brand new day. What I'm telling the people, it's go out there and find some more information. It's difficult. I know it's hard because they give you around, you know, the run around, you know, when it comes for what to do and what, you know, and how to solve the issues. Sometimes at the end of the day, like, why did I even talk to that person? It's very difficult. Even me having degrees, I have tons of paper. Every time you do modification, it's definitely mortgage, you know. And in French, you say you hear, you know, dead, you know, it's definitely a dead thing, you know. Right. That's how difficult it is. So I'm telling the people, take advantage. You know, I know the township offer certain help. You know, come and listen to the people, and you know, don't discourage. You know, you have to keep out there, keep at it. If you really care about your house, you cannot stop fighting. And I'm here to hear.
That's really important. You know, and if you are tuning in, we're here now with West Ward Councilperson Charnette Frederic. And Ms. Frederic, one of the things that I also liked about your energy was that when we approached you to support We Care Partners in our effort to do health and wellness and outreach in the community, you were there supportive financially and with your involvement of organizations that are part of the community. And certainly we're going to be looking forward to supporting some of the activities that you're talking about challenging in the upcoming future, because I think we have a parallel mission. You know, we have the relationship of challenging, rebuilding the village, and you want to rebuild the bridges and culturally and dynamically, and how we can be able to come up with strategies of working together. And I think that's what's really unique about representation here in Irvington. Wouldn't you agree?
I definitely agree, and I really commended you for doing such an amazing job in the community, volunteering your time and caring for our residents. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Irvington is such an amazing place, and I'm so proud to be part of it and be here sitting down and talking to you about such important mission and important tasks as people, you know, that we have to do. And you know, I loved quotes, you know, when it comes for, you know, great people before me, when you put your concern, you know, your personal concern, you know, and then you do greater for the community, it's just amazing. As Martin Luther King, I just paraphrase, you know, what Martin Luther King said, but it's amazing on great people that are in Irvington that's working toward the positivity of our perception, how to do a better job. And I definitely commend you for all the great job that you've been doing.
Well, you know, it really is helpful when I have someone like you who's really out here just as passionate and have the same kind of concerns. And, you know, that's what makes it so unique and powerful when we do work together. What I would like for you to do is, so eloquently, you do have a wonderful verse of conversation in the dialect that you are a part of. If you would be able to make a real appeal to the residents here in Irvington that are Haitian to get actively involved in the participation and working with us in terms of unifying the cultures and building bridges.
Thank you so much. I'm ready to speak a little bit of Creole. Bonjour, bonjour tous téléspectateurs haïtiens capteurs de nous. C'est avec un grand honneur que moi, en tant que consul, qui parle avec nous. Eh bien, c'est un honneur presque un an depuis m'a servi nous en tant que consul. Moi dis nous mes amis, merci pour nous faire histoire ça que nous faisons dans Irvington. Et continuer en nous kembe main à main pour nous travailler puis bien devant. Je nous fais connaître mes amis dans un an ça que moi fait en tant que consul là. 1er janvier nous fêtons belle indépendance, 209 ans. 18 mai nous montons bel drapeau, 210 ans. On nous colle tête à tête pour nous continuer cette affaire. 27 juillet, mes amis, m'invitez nous toutes avec un bel cookout dans 40e que Southward là avec Westward là cap organiser. M'invitez nous mes amis, venir communiquer, venir contrôler, venir ouais ça qu'a fait, c'est belle bagaille qu'a fait mes amis. Si nous prêts pour nous supporter Charnette, si nous t'es élu Charnette en tant que membre conseil municipal, ou la demander nous support nous pour nous venir contrôler ça qu'a fait, pour nous venir garder ça qu'a fait, pas seulement rester on côté mais on nous essayer construire ça nous supposé construire parce que les nous unis nous c'est belle bagarre qu'a fait. Encore une fois c'est Councilmember Charnette Frederic qui dit nous merci pour support là, on nous continuer faire belle bagarre dans Irvington et j'aime faire ce dire mon téléphone est toujours ouvert pour me tendre des communautés haïtiennes. Merci.
You know, it's really important in making an appeal for individuals to become part of the whole attitude of rebuilding the village and developing ways in which they would like to participate, especially in that cookout, is going to be very important. But on behalf of Mayor Smith, and who has really encouraged me and given me the effort to build this volunteer involvement, we certainly want to make sure that we are able to find ways in which we can get more people to be actively involved from all cultures, and with the dynamics of what you are spearheading, and hopefully we'll be able to get more people actively involved into this volunteer effort of making productions and broadcasting. You do have something for me soon in relationship to that Mother's Day event at the store on what was
City
it?
Market.
Yeah, City Market.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're going to be looking
As
forward to
of
that.
now, I suppose to have 2 things for you. The January 1st event that I put together,
That's right.
that was a big event that we did have video of it, and also that in the City Market that we have that Mother's Day is going on.
That's right.
The idea behind it is, you know, we have to work on it. You just keep asking me on it.
And I like to make sure that you keep me part of your schedule, because sometimes I can come and capture and make sure that we get some information across the airways in relationship to what's going on in Irvington, because you've been a wonderful attribute, and we're certainly proud of you and what you're doing, and we want to be as supportive as we are to all of the members of leadership here in Irvington.
Definitely an honor. You will definitely, you know, being the first year in office, you know, you're trying everything, you're working on things, you know, it's getting better and better as it's shaping, as you were saying. But looking forward to see you on the July 27th cookout, and of course I'm gonna see you on July 10th for the public hearing for the housing, and of course perhaps I'm gonna let you know when we're gonna have the wellness program in the block. I know Maple Avenue with Councilwoman Cindy Jones gonna have theirs on June 15th, this Saturday coming up. Hopefully you're gonna be there, and hopefully we're gonna have ours in the Westward soon. So, but the idea behind this, we're gonna have so much going on in Irvington. It's amazing. Right. It's amazing of all the great things we're having.
And we're going to be looking forward to September the 23rd, where we'll have our second Walk for the Cure, and we want to make sure that everyone is a part of that. So we'll be really actively involved. We'll have it broadcast as often as we can possible, so stay tuned and stay involved. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Looking forward for more of those.
All right, thanks again. And thank you for tuning in.